Welcome back. This is Robin from Travel with R&R. Rick and I have been self-converting a 2023 high roof extended Ford Transit for the past 6 months. Feel free to like and subscribe to join us during our converting and then our adventures ahead. Today I want to talk to you about the heating and cooling systems of our van. We went from this and this to that and that. Stay tuned. So for heating and cooling, I wanted to first start with the heating part of our van. We're going to be a 4-season van, so we are going to have air conditioning for when it's really hot, and we're also going to have a heater for when it's cold. We're going to chase great weather like medium temps, but we want to make sure that we are prepared. So here you're just seeing us way back in February and March when it's too cold in Michigan to get really the van started. Rick started prepping, and now we're into April. We're going to make another hole in the van. Here we go with the Webasto. So what we bought was the Webasto Air Temp 2000 STC gas, and you can see how he started with a small hole and then of course made 2 larger holes, and then he increases the size for all the piping that has to go down. He has to run all the lines for the Webasto, plus even more holes. My goodness, there's so many holes now, as he needed to screw the Webasto heater into the van floor. We're putting the Webasto heater behind the driver's side captain chair. It's a little behind there, and we're also going to have the refrigerator over it. So we have the system now, you can see the bottom of the system coming out where he has bolted it in, and the lines are coming down. There has to be some exhaust lines, and there's the exhaust line running down the side, and he has bolted that onto the van also. And then of course we need to make sure that it has fuel. We went with a gas heater, gas-driven heater basically. We did the auxiliary fuel line, the extra one. We purchased it when we purchased our van. We did get a 2023 van with that auxiliary pickup line. Rick actually spending a lot of time under the van. And from there, you can see how we have the tail of the Webasto sticking out. And then as we anchored the ladder on to the van, we did the tail, we call it the tail of the Webasto, just underneath that ladder. And there is the final viewing of the Webasto heater, and it does have those louvers sticking out toward the floor so we can have some nice warm floors when we get up on those chilly mornings. So going from staying warm to cooling off, we went with a Cruisin' Comfort HD 12-volt AC unit. It's a split system. So you have a system in the cab of the vehicle, and then you have a system that goes underneath. So the system that's there in the middle is what we put on a board attached to 80/20. So it's all attached to the 80/20. It's working within the vehicle now. You've got this one system. This is the look down. It's also it's right by the wheel well, over the batteries, next to the water. So we've got all of our weight in the middle of our vehicle. At this point, the main part of the air conditioning unit has a ducting system. It's insulated ducting, it's 4 inches. It'll actually come in front of that unit and then go up between the bed and the galley. There'll be a 4-inch column that will rise up from the platform of the bed and go up, and it'll have 2 louvers on it, one to blow on the bed and one to blow into the kitchen area. Currently, the ducting system that is there is just a demonstration to make sure that the system was working correctly. Rick had to charge it and make sure that everything was working correctly because our trip is coming up soon. We wanted to make sure we had air conditioning. So going from the inside to the outside, it's a split system. So these are some first pics of underneath the van when Rick is deciding where to put the 1/8-inch aluminum bracket that he's constructed, and he's decided where to put it. You can see with this picture, he's going to put it behind the spare tire, between the axle and the spare tire, and of course some exhaust systems going on there too. And as we're looking at these pictures quickly, you can see how close he was to all the different items underneath the vehicle. Yes, he did have to cut another hole in the van, and right now this hole is going to have everything put through for the Cruise and Comfort air conditioner. It'll have the condensation tube, it will have the electronic tube, it'll have all the system necessary to run a split system going through the floor. And we'll end with this little sneak peek. We did a check of the sound of the AC and how it was working along with the refrigerator. That's a little sneak peek to come, and some electronics that will clue you in on next time. Yes, we do have the roof solar is going, and we are currently taking in some solar, and we're getting some cool air flowing. There was a little bit of a resonance from the 80-20, and there was also a little bit of vibration happening. We had placed the Cruise and Comfort on a board, and there was a little bit of a vibration from there. So we have added some rubber underneath the Cruise and Comfort, and also secure those 80-20 rails down, and it's a lot quieter. We're really happy with both our Webasto and our Cruise and Comfort, and we can't wait for cold temperatures to come, or maybe even some hot ones throughout the country later coming up. Thanks for joining us.